Hello and welcome back to the Home Studios channel, and here's what today's video is all about. So, I know it's been a year that I've taken a break for, which I knew I wasn't going to be that busy this year, but I was hoping to at least get one video out this year. I guess technically I kind of have this year, just towards the very end. I've had a lot going on recently, which is why I've taken such a long break, and I've also been planning new content for the next year, because I knew last year that I was going to have most of this year off, just so that I could plan for the next year and work out what I exactly want to do with the channels. So here it is, the 2020 update, and I'm going to tell you everything that I know right now that I'm going to do. This was meant to be uploaded at the beginning of the year, but I changed my mind on a few things, and so one of the things I was going to announce has been delayed, so that's why that video wasn't uploaded on the 1st of December, but I do plan to do update videos on the 1st of December every year starting from next year. So 2020 is on the way and the end of 2019 is here. So let's get straight into what's coming up for next year then. Starting with Home Studios, of course, hopefully the Home Show episode 4 would have been uploaded before the end of the year, before the end of 2019, just because next year there's going to be a new layout for the Home Show starting with episode 5, so episode 4 is the last one, the current layout, and then episode 5 things are going to start changing a little bit. That new layout is still being decided a little bit at the moment, but the Home Show hopefully will be back up and running again at some point at the beginning part of the year, definitely before the halfway update, so keep an eye out for that. As for content on this channel, I'm adding, I think I've mentioned this before, I'm adding mini dramas, which I've already done one. I'm going to be doing a little bit of them, so they're basically like little scenes that I'm doing where it's mostly just me at the moment, and just filming a scene, it gives me a chance to try out my acting skills. It also gives you something for now until I can work on something bigger later on, so it works out both ways. Speaking of projects, of course, there is something new that I plan to be working on, a series that I finished writing, which I'm really pleased with, and I hope you guys will like it. I think I'm going to take a little bit of a rewrite on it, as there's some things that I do want to change a little bit to make the series a little bit better. But hopefully filming will start this year, later this year, but it won't be for Home Studios. In terms of new projects for Home Studios, there is one called Inside the Office. I was hoping to start it kind of this year, but I'm actually be starting it towards near the end of next year. So Inside the Office is just like a little mini thing that I'm doing. It's another like mini project, and it's just a little bit of fun and something to do. There aren't going to be many episodes, it's going to be like a proper series. There'll just be one every now and then. There are 2 at the moment that I have planned. One of them will be released in December time because of the timing of the year, and the other one I'm not too sure at the moment. It depends when I can get filming it, so we shall see. So keep an eye out for that. That's definitely on the way. Something that'll be coming in February is a new show as well called Grandpa Jim. So I just realised it's not a reference to me or anything. I just came up with the name, and I realised that people might think that later on. But it's no reference to me, it's just an idea I came up with. There's not much I can say about the show at the moment, as I'm still planning it out, but it is an idea I've got, and I'm hoping to have it ready by February. So no date yet, but February is definitely a planned release. Also, Patreon, finally. I know this is something I've talked about a few times now, but it's definitely going to be happening this year. I'm going to make sure of it, I'm going to stick to it. Part of the reason why I haven't launched Patreon before is just because I haven't been sure whether or not I can definitely stick to the regular upload schedule, and obviously I've failed at that. So what's going to happen is then in June, Patreon will start. There is a reason why it's in June, and I'll get to that when I mention another update. But yes, June, hopefully. It could be a bit before June, but June is definitely the latest that I will have that Patreon set up for the channel, or channels. Keep an eye out for that if you want to support the channel and help keep it going. Moving on now to Home TV, which Home TV is a new channel I'm going to be launching, and because there are so many at the moment and it's too much for me to juggle all of them, so what I'm going to be doing is put in home style and beauty, home health and fitness, and home cooking all into one, and it also gives me freedom to make just random bits of content that don't fit into any of the other channels. Not saying that home health and fitness is definitely going to still keep going, but at least if I do want to make fitness videos or something, then I've got the option of having it on there. So home TV just makes things easier, just kind of bundles them up a little bit. I am going to be completely cancelling channels like home gaming, home help, and what was the other one? I think it's just those two. I think it's just home help and home gaming. Those two are going to be completely cancelled. Gaming videos I'm still going to do, but they're going to be going on to a new channel, which I'll talk about in just a moment. Home TV will be launching in March. I will have a date nearer the time, so keep an eye out for on the home news for that, which again, that's something else that I've mentioned before. And I'm going to try and make sure I stick to these updates this time. 2020 feels more like the beginning, which is why I've waited until this point, just because it seems like the perfect time to start something new and to really get things going. So even though the channel started back in 2016, but I feel like 2020 is when I'm actually going to really start knuckling down and really start trying hard to get this channel where I want it to be. So another new channel that I'm launching, and this isn't going to be a complete waste like I did with the other ones where I launched them and just kind of forgot about them. This is my new personal channel called The Black Cat. There is a reason why it's called The Black Cat, which I will maybe get to another time. So that's my personal channel, and on there I'll be doing things like gaming, reaction videos, which reminds me, Home Studios will still have, I believe I'll be keeping the Google Translate Sings reaction videos on there, or Try Not to Laugh videos, one of the two. And but most reaction videos will now be going on to my personal channel. So if you're here for reaction videos, you might want to consider jumping over. That channel will be launching on January the 1st, so make sure you definitely go over and subscribe. I will advertise it as well. That's something else I failed to do with the other channels, and probably would have helped them out a bit more if I actually advertised them, because I'm sure you guys are probably thinking, never heard of those channels before, like with home gaming and everything. When it comes to gaming on the channel, I'm playing some games that I've already played before, except because I've played them before, I'm going to be playing at least most of them on hard mode. So there's a couple of games that I'm playing at the moment, I'm playing those on hard mode. And it's certainly a different experience, so that's good to know. So it doesn't feel like it's exactly the same as it was when I played it the first time through. So I have to be obviously more careful when playing on hard mode. I also plan to do some other things with games as well that I'm playing on there, so I might try and create something. So you might see sometimes I'm using the same game, but doing something a little bit different to it. So it's just me experimenting and trying different things, and whatever you guys like and prefer, that's what I'll stick to. For example, I'm not doing walkthroughs anymore, I'm just kind of, I wouldn't say highlights, I'm just kind of more cutting through it to bits that rather than just have one length video, pretty much, just kind of trimming it down a bit and just making it so it's a little bit more fun. I personally can't do walkthroughs because I haven't got that kind of personality to be able to carry a whole video like that. So instead I'm going to cut them up just to make it easier and more watchable as well. There is more that I'm going to do with my own personal channel, but I will save that perhaps for further down the line. Something that's tied to this, which is why I called my channel The Black Cat, is because maybe next year, this is partly why I didn't upload this video when I did and had to remake it, was because I'm kind of in two minds. There's a channel I want to launch called Black Cat Productions, and basically it's like home studios, only it's not so family friendly, so it gives me a bit more freedom to try and create something else, because sometimes I come up with ideas and I think, ooh, perhaps it wouldn't fit in on home studios because it's a bit too scary, a bit too dark maybe. So at least I have another channel to kind of explore that a bit more, and this channel is just mostly strictly for me or people I know that I might be happy to work with. Whereas Black Cat Productions, I plan to in the future work with other people, and when it becomes even bigger, and to try and help out other creators who are looking for a platform to put their stuff onto. Whereas home studios is more like its own little bubble kind of thing, so I'm not really allowing anyone else to have anything else on here. Whereas Black Cat Productions is a bit more open. But I have been thinking whether or not it's worth it, and whether or not I should just either keep home studios, just keep it home studios and just change it so that home studios isn't as family friendly, or just rename home studios. I haven't quite decided yet. I have a feeling I will have them both separate, but I haven't fully made up my mind as of right now. So in terms of when that will launch, I will probably have more of an idea probably midway through the year. So it's still something I'm thinking about, but I hope to give you the information as soon as I can. But one of the projects I do have for Black Cat Productions is a series called Jack, and that's literally all I can mention about it right now. I was hoping to have something to show. I will have a teaser at some point. It won't be related to the series at all. Well, kind of, in a way. It won't be like, the scene that I shoot won't be in the series. But I will have a series just to give you an idea of what the show's about and what to expect from it. And the reason why it's called Black Cat Productions is because the main reason why I created this is because there's a movie series that I want to write called The Lone Rider. And The Lone Rider, I believe I've mentioned The Lone Rider on here before. I can't quite remember. I know I've posted about it on Facebook and Twitter. Can't remember if I actually have directly mentioned anything. But the Lone Rider series is something that I'm working on, and that's why it's called Black Cat Productions, and my personal channel is called Black Cat, so they kind of tie together, and they're both not considered family friendly, so that's why I've linked those two together instead of to the home channels. I will talk about more about the Lone Rider series later on, especially as I'm planning on writing like a mini book series for it. Just because what I have planned, it's gonna take a very long time to be able to make everything that I have planned for it, especially as it's harder for me to get the resources. So at least then, if I'm not able to make everything that I want for this movie series, at least I have the books to be able to give people more than what I can actually give them through films. And I believe that's actually everything that's coming up for next year. So lots to look forward to. I'm really excited to get started with everything, and I'm hoping you guys will like what I'm putting out there. So there's much more new content planned. Home Studios isn't going to be as busy as it used to be, simply because, like I said, I'm not doing as many reactions now. Trying to replace them a little bit with mini dramas. There will be Try Not to Laugh challenges. I'll definitely be sticking with them on this channel. As for Google Translate Sings reactions, they might not be reactions as such, they might be put into the Try Not to Laugh challenges. I know a couple of people have asked me to do Try Not to Laugh challenges on the Google Translate Sings, so I might actually do that instead. I might include them in there instead of just doing a normal reaction. But we shall see what happens, but I think that is most likely what I will do. So that's it for this year, the final video, the last one for 2019. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in 2020. Bye.